Are you looking for the best laptops? In this video we will look at some of the 5 best laptops on the market. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description. So make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Number 1. Lenovo Legion Pro 5 Gen 8 16, 2023. If you want a device you can also game on during downtime, get the Lenovo Legion Pro 5 Gen 8 16, 2023. This 16-inch model is available with AMD Ryzen 7000 CPUs and NVIDIA GeForce RTX 40 series GPUs, up to an AMD Ryzen 9 7945HX and an NVIDIA RTX 4070 GPU. Memory and storage max out at 32GB and 1TB, respectively, and they're user replaceable, so you can buy a cheaper configuration to start and add more later. As for the display, you can choose between a 165Hz or a 240Hz QHD plus IPS panel. Both displays have a fast response time and support VRR to reduce screen tearing. This laptop feels very well built with a mix of metal and plastic. The keyboard provides clear tactile feedback, so you know when a key press has been registered, and it doesn't cause fatigue over an extended period, as the keys don't require much force to actuate. It has Wi-Fi 6E and an Ethernet port to ensure a solid internet connection when gaming online. The fans get pretty loud, but on the upside, neither the CPU nor the GPU throttles under load, so you get consistent performance with minimal frame drops. Unfortunately, this laptop and its power adapter are bulky and heavy, and the battery lasts less than 5 hours of light use. Number 2. Apple MacBook Pro 14, M3, 2023. For students in more technical fields and who need a high-performance laptop to run intensive applications, we recommend the Apple MacBook Pro 14, M3, 2023. Like its M2 predecessor, this new M3 model has a sleek, compact design, a sturdy build, and all-day battery life. It provides a fantastic user experience with its sharp mini LED display, comfortable keyboard, and gigantic, easy-to-use haptic touchpad. You get tons of ports to connect peripherals and external displays and an outstanding 1080p webcam for video calls. You also get a fingerprint sensor so that you can log in quickly. Apple's M3 Pro Max OS can easily handle demanding tasks, making this laptop a great option for students in programming, 3D graphics and animation, or science and engineering. The fans remain quiet under load, so you don't have to worry about causing too much noise in a quiet classroom or library. If screen real estate is more important than portability, you can get the larger Apple MacBook Pro 16, M3. 2023. It's the same device but with better sounding speakers and a longer battery life. The only downside is its higher price. The Dell XPS 15, 2023, is also a great choice if you prefer or need Windows. Like the MacBook Pro 14, it's a premium model that provides a great user experience. You can configure it with up to an Intel 13th Gen Core i9-13900H CPU and an NVIDIA GeForce RTX 4070 discrete GPU, giving you plenty of processing power for intensive tasks. You can also play more games than on a MacBook because there's a wider selection of Windows games. That said, there are a few trade-offs, like its display's limited 60Hz refresh rate and its terrible 720p webcam. The battery lasts over 11 hours of light use, which isn't as good as the MacBook Pro 14 but still excellent. Number 3. Acer Swift 314, 2020. The best budget laptop for students we've tested is the Acer Swift 314, 2020. Acer's Swift models aren't exactly considered budget, but because this is an older model from 2020, the price has decreased considerably, making it a great option for those on a tight budget. It's compact and lightweight, and its battery lasts over 13 hours on a full charge. You get a nice FHD IPS display, a decent keyboard, and a wide port selection that includes 2 USBs, 1 USB-C/Thunderbolt 4, a full-size HDMI, and a headphone jack. Spec-wise, you can get this laptop with an Intel 11th Gen Core i5 or i7 CPU, up to 16 GB of memory, and up to 512 GB of storage. The Intel 11th Gen CPUs are a few years old but are still adequate for general productivity tasks like text processing, web browsing, spreadsheets, and video playback. Our only major complaint is the webcam's video quality, as the image looks underexposed, and the microphone sounds staticky. Number 4. Lenovo Yoga 7i16, 2023. If you want something less expensive than the Apple MacBook Air 13, 2022, but not overly cheap, check out the Lenovo Yoga 7i16, 2023. This 2-inch-1 convertible has a large 16-inch display, giving you plenty of room for side-by-side windows and making multitasking easier. While there's an FHD Plus display option, we recommend getting a QHD Plus panel, which looks sharper and gets brighter to combat glare. Don't worry about battery life. Even the QHD Plus model lasts over 12 hours of light use. There's Wi-Fi 6E, a fingerprint sensor, a facial recognition camera, and a wide port selection, including 2 Thunderbolt 4s and an HDMI. Its Intel 13th Gen CPUs can easily handle general productivity tasks. However, don't expect to do anything overly intensive due to thermal throttling. The webcam's video quality is decent, as the image looks fairly detailed but has an unnatural tint, and the microphone picks up some background noise. Another mid-range laptop worth mentioning is the Acer Chromebook Spin 714, 2022. It's also a 2-inch-1 convertible, but it has a smaller 14-inch screen and runs Chrome OS. If you like taking handwritten notes, it supports pen input and comes with a stylus that you can dock into the side of the laptop for transport. Its Intel 12th Gen CPU has more processing than you'd ever need on a Chromebook, but know that Chrome OS is limited in the type of applications you can install, so make sure you can do everything through a Chrome browser or an Android app. Unfortunately, this model is getting hard to find because there's a newer 2023 version, which we haven't tested but expect to perform similarly. The upgrades include faster Intel 13th Gen CPUs and a 1440p webcam. You can see the 2023 model on Amazon and Best Buy. Number 5. Apple MacBook Air 13, 2022. The best laptop for college we've tested is the Apple MacBook Air 13, 2022. This 13-inch ultraportable is super compact and provides a fantastic user experience. It has a sharp, bright display, a comfortable keyboard, and a gigantic and responsive touchpad. Its M2 SoC is plenty fast for general productivity tasks like text processing and web browsing, and it can even handle some light video editing. Plus, its battery lasts easily through a typical school day, and its fanless design is great for quiet classrooms and study areas. The downside is that it only has 2 USB-C/Thunderbolt 3 ports with support for a single external display. The Apple MacBook Air 15, 2023, is also a good choice for fans of larger displays. It's essentially the same laptop but with a larger 15.3-inch display and better sounding speakers. It's more expensive, though, and the price gets close to that of a MacBook Pro 14 once you upgrade the RAM and storage beyond the base configuration. If you have a tighter budget but want to stay in the Apple ecosystem, the Apple MacBook Air 13, M1, 2020, is still available and often on sale for as low as $750. It isn't as sleek as its M2 successor, but it's still a great laptop with incredible battery life. For Windows users, get the LG Gram 14, 2023. It's also a high-end ultra-portable laptop, and as its name suggests, it's incredibly light, even lighter than the MacBook Air 13, 2022. It provides a good user experience with a sharp display, a comfortable keyboard, and good thermal and noise handling. Its wide port selection includes two USB-C/Thunderbolt 4s, letting you connect up to two 4K displays at 60 Hz with a single cable. Build-wise, although it feels sturdy, its lightweight magnesium alloy chassis just doesn't feel as rigid as the MacBook Airs. It also has a smaller touchpad and a dimmer display,